Okay, hi guys. POI here. Thanks for inviting me to this podcast, Papa, as per
Thank
agreement.
you, boy.
So we were going to talk about Azure, right?
Yeah. Let me
Yep.
open the stage.
So any six question you want to ask? Azure.
Okay, boy, let me guide you with Rog to this podcast while we open the stage and greet the people that is gonna be here.
All right.
I'm gonna say you have to speak slowly. Nobody rush you to speak. Okay.
Okay.
Don't go fast. Speak slowly.
All right.
Speak closer to your mic so we can hear you. So I think
All
that
right.
today's live stage is about the Azure lane, and to be honest, I'm not a Weeb. I'm not a Weeb fan, but I think people here that really love the Azure lane is also Rog, because if you see his profile picture, it's also that Weeb stuff.
Cleveland.
So please, people today want to know about the Azure lane, what to avoid, what commanders are the best to buy.
Oh, that's a good question.
If the Azure lane captains make the difference, I mean, they will spend some money to buy the stuff that they love. Will that money really give something back to people or not? That's
Personally,
the thing.
For Azulin, the bundle, right? I don't really recommend people to buy that $60,000 bundles, because it's not cheap. Firstly, and they do have all the flags, the ships, and the commanders. But I think for most of the people in this game, the price is kinda overcharging. It's like kinda expensive than the PC version, which is true. I also have them in PC. I understand the price as well, but when I bought them, it's kinda understood on my price compared to PC. I was so shocked, but I still buy it. I don't know why.
Okay, so you're saying that the prices are a bit.
The price is the issue. That's the firstly, and second is not all the commanders are really worth it for the bundles. I mean, unless you are a collector like me, you are a so-called super whip or a collector like me. I mean, you can go ahead and buy or build the freaking bundle itself.
Okay, so let me clear something. If you are not a collector, like you are a collector, there is no need to buy all the bundles of the Azure lane, because they are pricey, and also some of them, they are not really make the difference in the game as captains. So
yes,
you are
true,
saying
correct.
at the moment that there are commanders that they are overpowered?
I can say some of the Azulian commanders for the first wave, right, is much better than the wave 2 and wave 3. They are much better. And they are much better than the tech 3 commanders. But if you are looking at wave 2 onwards, some of the commanders are just simply same as the tech 3 commanders and slightly worse than the tech 3 commanders. It's like
Really?
we can let me find an example for you. Let's see. If we can talk about the Azulian Aurora, that the wave 3, the Russian commander.
Let's see about Aurora. Tell us.
Yeah. See, the base traits for her is flexible threat. That is just simply give you a maximum 20% of the shells type reloading. If you compare to the Nikolai Kunezov, I will prefer using that due to increase the cruiser main range, which is what most of the cruiser needed. I mean, we don't need that shell type reload time. 20% is not going to help much in the game anyway. You are not like the dunker itself. Yeah, I would rather using Nikolai instead. But because I'm a weeb, I will use her. Yeah.
So you are recommending using Nikolai instead of using the Aurora?
Aurora is her punch throughs. Her punch through does increase the AP shells damage of the cruisers and also the multiplier. Yeah. Compared to Nikolai, doesn't have that. I mean, he also have that. Yeah.
Okay. So we find the solution in the first Aurora captains. So if you see that, there is no need to buy because the Tech 3 commander makes the job. So that is.
Sorry, actually it was Hammering Strikes. My bad, I see wrong skill. Sorry, it's Hammering Strikes, yeah. Hammering Strikes. The reason why you don't use Aurora is you can see on Hammering Strikes, give you -5% of shell grouping. I mean, for a cruiser, it doesn't really, you won't mind on that, but for me, I really like Dispersion, so I personally don't use that. I rather use Nikolai Kuznetsov since I already have him at max range.
So we are going to the Nikolai and then Kuznetsov instead of using the Aurora. As I remember,
correct.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask somebody else, other people say Nikolai Kuznetsov is much better than Aurora. They can agree with that as well.
Yeah, and as Rockstopper say, for most of us, Sororo is free as well. Yeah, so he's a free commander.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
So doesn't.
The question is, Aurora was also free for everybody back in around, let me guess, February of 2022 as a mission. Yes, she was free. So
it was a mission.
Yes, correct. So most of them get a free commander and free ship. But if we are looking at these resales of this wave 3, right, the Azulane, she will be sold as a normal commander pricing of 5,000 dubs for her individual self, or you can buy her through from the bundles. So personally, I think for the new players, my suggestion is don't get her yet. Get someone else.
Okay.
Now, and which one should I choose for the new players? Or personally, I would say AL Baltimore. Why? Why AL Baltimore? Well, as per se, the adaptive tactics is the one you should use because their skills, right? The rudder shift time, she can use almost on all the ships. It does decrease your rudder shift time. If you are like a Titus, you are a cruiser mains, you are so-called hardcore cruiser players, you will want her as your inspirations. I think Keeper will agree with that as well. Spy as well. Double steering inspirations.
Okay, so we are talking about the Baltimore now?
Yes, Baltimore now.
Okay, so it is the one that it is how I'm gonna say, the most precious from the American cruiser line.
Correct, and she's also the most popularity among the tribes of all cruisers commanders. Everybody in the Facebook group, they read the Reddit, the Discord, they will say, "Oh, use Baltimore. You must get Baltimore. You can't say no to Baltimore."
So you are saying that we have to buy the Baltimore?
I'll personally, as a recommendation, highly recommendation, yes. As a new player, yes. Go for it.
As a new player. Mm-hmm.
I play her. I use her for all my my US commanders. All my US cruisers. Due to her base traits and also the third skills of her, the absolute ammunitions that does increase your AP multiplier, the percentage, the penetrations. I would say it was like SAP shells, or not SAP shells, somehow like that. But it does work. It does work well, and it's really good for the default new players. For that, trust me, they won't regret that. But I mean, we also have some people say that the recently one, the Azure multiplier, which is the Wave 3 commander, it is much better, able to compatible with Azure and Baltimore. Why? Because the NTS skills. Papa, you there?
Yes, can hear you.
Well, POI.
Yeah. So,
POI, I've got a good question for you as well. I mean, I've got a friend that with this new Azure line coming again.
Okay.
Sharnost.
Oh.
Let's talk about her a bit.
Sharnost, I like that. Proceed.
Well, of course, you gotta buy her. She's a very good commander to have, especially for that dispersion buff on the battleships.
1000%.
But is there anything?
1000% I agree, must buy her. But what was the question again?
That's a must buy.
It is a 1000% must buy. It's a 1,000 person must buy. If you are a battleship main, I am not a battleship main, I'm a destroyer main, but I am also a battleship player. I like battleships. But if you are those battleship mains, and if you are those hardcore snipers, hardcore dispersion builders, or whatever you say, Stun Horse is a must. You can't miss Stun Horse. Why? Because the base traits. It decreases your dispersion. That's what you want. That's what you want for it. And if you add on with Andrew Cunningham, that is totally a god mode dispersion build. If you know what I mean.
Okay, so we are also saying yes to the Sun Host. That's right. Because we need tighter groupings and we need that built in many, especially German cruisers. Or it's a main battleship. I don't remember the inspirations of the Sun Host, but I think that it is available to all the ships. Please correct me because...
Yes, correct. Someone, the AL Sun Host, right? The Azurean Sun Host, she's more like a hybrid commander. You can see her skills. She also have a porcupine as a brawler. So you can maybe use your German battleship as a half dispersion, half brawler itself. Like me, I always do hybrid, but sometimes I do a full brawler for it.
Okay, so it's even good for a full brawler builds.
Yes.
That's very nice to hear that.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
One more pro tips. Shan Horse can use on recipe. You will like it. the four repair parties and the dispersion, right? Because the base traits, it didn't say it only use on battleships. It can use on all ships, including destroyers and cruisers, even aircraft carrier, which I don't know why you will use Shan Horse on that. So imagine you use Shan Horse on the recipe. I tell you, in the rank battle in the arena, it is totally a god mode for you. 4 repair parties we're talking about.
Okay, so number 2 on the checklist, Sun Host. We have the Baltimore and now we have the Sun Host. So number 2, confirm. Okay, let's proceed. Rogue, do you have any questions about anything on POI?
Well, we've got the cruiser commander now. Baltimore is a definite must. We got Charnos, that's a battleship.
Yeah.
POI, what about the destroyer players out there?
Okay, there's only Yukikaze, the Azure Yukikaze. I did have her. I have compared her with the let's say Kurita, which is gunboat commanders. Both are gunboat commanders. My personal answer is, if you are the main gunboat Japanese destroyers player, right? Azurean Yukikaze, it is a must not to miss it out. You need to get her. Reason is simple. The first skills of it, the observant range. That's the reason why. And also it increased the torpedo detectability range. It's improved a lot.
So we have the Yukikaze now. That is something that DDs have to buy. Yukikaze. Because we have we have a range of the torpedo and we have also a reload reduction on the torpedo. So people that they are using the builds for torpedoes, Yukikaze is something that will increase the main things on her.
But the thing is, she's not like a torpedo boat commander. She's not your usual like a Raizo Tanaka, your Space Fishy, those torpedo boat commander. She's your gunboat commander. I mean, so if you want to get Yukikaze, you should use only on the gunboat setup, not torpedo setup. If not, you will regret on it.
Okay. For the people that say that, for example, 7 Rotor Days says in the chat that I don't have physics. Will that even be bad for him if he has not the physics?
Devon, may I ask, what do you have?
Come on, Seven. What do you have?
Come on, tell me, what do you have? I will answer your questions. What do you have?
Okay.
Iron full stealth. So you're using Raizo Tanaka. Am I right to say that? That was my first build as well, Raizo Tanaka. You run full stealth, let me guess, you use Fraito Tanaka with Judge's Whiskey and also Average Bay. Am I right to say
the
that?
classical stealth build.
The classic build, the classic. Yep, of course, yep. Well, the stealth build was quite fun back in 2 years ago, but with the recent changes of introduce of the radars and aircraft carrier, I do not think the stealth build is much as good as what 2 years ago was it like.
Yeah,
Oh, you use Nodo and stealth.
It's not even in the meta. I mean, as I said many times to people,
the full stealth build isn't a meta anymore. Personally, I don't use Yukikazi. You know what I use? I use the cheap build. I use Gunzo Chihaya for fast torpedo reloading. But that one is done. It's not in Azure, so I can't share you guys.
Okay, so we have the Yukikaze, we have the Baltimore, we have also the what was the first? The Sunhost. Okay, three picks today. 3 picks. So people
let's talk about Dunkirk.
Okay, can I ask a question in this round of the Azure Lane wave? Why Atago is not there?
Oh wow! I know that a lot of people disappointed the Atago wasn't available. I believe the previous years when the resales was up for Azure Lane, Atago wasn't available as well. I'm pretty sure most of the communities already know the story about the Atago, since I think Blip or Robbie did stated that the Atago, the character voice actress, right, the voice itself is removed from all the AL franchise. That's including us, but for now we haven't yet to remove. So that's the reason why she isn't available, due to original character voice is being removed out from all the AR franchises.
So it's more like a license to a product that it's been stopped.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So it's not like a balance.
It's not about balance. It's about OP. I have read on the Facebook. I have read on Reddit. They say, oh, because she's too OP, she's get removed. Oh no, she's too freaking. She built. Nobody should use her. I read a lot of the funny comments, but no, it doesn't work like that, guys.
Okay,
it is due to in-real problems, and so far there's no new character voice for the Atago. So sadly to say, she won't be available until maybe new latest one.
Okay, so there is nothing behind the conspiracy about the Atago. It's all about the license that product had, and it's been removed with a new license that it will eventually come sometime. So okay,
correct.
Hi.
Okay.
So,
that's my commander. That's the first commander I put to 16-4.
Oh yeah,
of course.
For that reason of that 200 meters less torpedo detection, it works like a bomb, especially if you've got the Adachi, and I love my Adachi.
I agree.
Having that on the Adachi is just special, with Fishy as another inspiration.
The Fishy and the F2 torpedo mode. Oh my gosh, that's a freaking god mimi build for you. Watching the enemy, holy shit, 200 meter torpedoes arriving, I can't dodge it, and kaboom. Yeah, I wish. Alright, let's talk about BB Commander, shall we? Other than Shanhorse. I know Shanhorse is the higher recommendation. How about that? Let's talk about Dunkirk.
Okay, let's go to the friends. Yes,
friends. My favorite as well.
Baguette. Let's go to the Baguette.
Why choose Dunkirk? Why should you choose Dunkirk? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Actually, I will personally say Robert did a good job as a normal tax-free commanders for the free-to-play players. But if let's say you have some money, right? You have some money to spend, right? Why not spend on Dunkirk? Why? Reason is, firstly, the base traits, the floodgate. It helps to decrease your flooding damage to a ship. So can you imagine that maybe let's say say some Japanese destroyers torpedoes can't damage you very well because due to your floodgate. I personally have met that situation and I survived a lot of times with it. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Let's not talk about Japanese destroyers. Let's talk about I survived from full torpedoes from LMC, Grammy. Yeah, full. I survived from it due to these skills, and along with the 5 repair parties, it's like the magic. But the most important thing is not that thing. It is the unique skill features. It is called what? Let me see. It is called the Flanter Fire. Why? Why should I say that? Look at that. 95% of shell type switch time with all main batteries guns are fully loaded. Imagine that your AP loaded, right? But in some other countries, BBs, you need to take maybe like 25 seconds or 24 seconds to loot to HE. But for her, she's special. 1 second. Imagine 1 second, you switch to HE and bye bye DD. That's my favorite.
So imagine that you are in your friend's battle and you are seeing and you are loaded with the AP, and suddenly you are seeing a widespread DD on your side.
Yes.
You are switching like a charm to 18 and you are killing. So this is a lifesaver.
It is a not hack. I would say life hack, yes, but it is a good skills that not all commanders have. Except the AR Aurora have, but she only have 20% percentage, which is not enough. But for this, it's 95%. I personally say this skill is broken. 1 second reload.
Okay. So it's broken. Yeah, that was the thing that we need to hear. It's broken. You can buy it.
Second reload is broken, and I wonder why Wargaming is not doing anything about that. And nobody's complaining about. Fine, the skill is broken. People still using it. Go ahead. I'm still using it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They'll just blame the ship, so they'll move ships. Like the Waymar. Oh, it's broken. Let's move it to tier 7. It's actually the commander you got on there, boy.
Waymar is balanced, Waymar is balanced. According to who? I don't know.
No, we do know.
We do.
It's a little round thing. You eat it in your food. It's called a potato.
I mean, let's say that Waymar is more to like people have different views. Some people say she's broken. Some people say she can't use her. She can't use her very well. It's like, oh my god, that ship is super stupid. I can't do any damage on that ship. I was like, what? What were you talking about? Are you serious? Are you serious? You bought the ship and you can't do the damage and you're complaining in the group? Oh my gosh.
I'll be honest. Having her move to tier 7 is going to be wonderful.
Oh, I tell you,
people are going to love her.
I'll tell you, people keep saying Wima is getting nerfed. I'm like, are you serious? She's getting tier 7, When I was using tier 6 and I was doing 200,000 damage on legendary, she's already broken. Now can you imagine that she's in tier 7 in fourth mode slot, and maybe with MBF the main battery reload the mode itself. Can you imagine? Can you get that reload down to how many seconds? I don't know how. Maybe 3 seconds. Oh my god! Imagine that.
3.6.
Yeah, 3.6.
That spamming. Oh, I think the mains can just throw away. You can just dump the mains to the garbage or somewhere else.
Okay, I will put you.
Is Rima getting a heal? 7. That's a good question. She might get a heal because she's a tier 7 cruiser.
She might not.
But she also might not.
She might not.
Balance. Yeah, she might not due to balance. Or she might be like other tier 7 cruiser get heals. Or the mains does, yes, because the mains is trash. Sorry, I didn't say that. The mains is not trash, sorry. It's very fun to use.
Well, kind of back to the Azure lane thing. Nelson.
Oh
my
gosh.
Oh
yes, we forgot about Nelson.
Don't forget about Nelson. I can confirm with Nelson because playing Queen Elizabeth, I hated the ship. No joke. It was one of the most difficult ships for me to play and to get right. But the moment I put Nelson on that ship, it changed the way that ship behaved.
Let me tell you, Nelson works on all Royal Navy battleships. Whether you use on Orion, Iron Duke, Queen Elizabeth, Warspite, King George V, and Duke of York or Vanguard, Nelson is the right commander to use compared to Cunningham. Personally, Nelson is for those people who like to play the British battleships and who like to spam fires. And go for the Nelson. You won't regret. And what's my personally build? 80% fire chances with my Conqueror. That's my favorite stuff. 80%, making your enemy cry.
Indeed. So Nelson is the must on the British
yes,
BBs.
I would say that.
Yeah.
But we also
8%,
couldn't.
5%. Yeah.
We also couldn't say her fire chances is better, but her AP is also absolutely wreck anybody else due to the big
also,
7.
Don't forget about the heals. I mean, for example, if we switch, I'm using Nelson as a BB. Okay, we are in tier 6 at the moment. Let's state something. Okay, if I use Cunningham on my main commander,
Yes.
I'm losing something that I don't want to lose in Nelson, and this is heal. If we are using, tell me the name of the other commander, because it is the guy that have the master mechanic and has
correct. Yes, correct. Because we know about the Cunningham, his marksmanship. Sorry, dispersion commander, not like the Nelson itself. I mean, for the Cunningham, I have no any objections for you using, because since if you didn't have any Nelson, you didn't have any so-called the collab or event commanders, Cunningham is the right commander for you to use on the British commander first. Second wise will be the Charles Maiden for it. But if you do have the money to get the Nelson, go for it. If you are the British favorite, if you like to use British battleships, go for the Nelson. Nelson is a first choice for everybody, being recommended whether in the social media, Facebook, Reddit, in Discord. Everybody will just say Nelson.
For example, me, I used to play my Nelson with Charles Madden, because I was exploiting the thing that it gave me 5 heals. 5 heals is something that it is very good playing in tier 6 on your Nelson, for example, on your Nelson.
Yes, correct.
Master Mechanic, it gives 2 repair parties if it is legendary. Okay, so if you are not playing with Madden and then you are seeking something better, the Nelson, the Azure Lane Nelson, is something that also has the Master Mechanic on their slots. So
yes,
it is better from all the other things, because it is something between a Cunningham and
right. In simple English, I would just say, if you want dispersion, right, go for Cunningham. I mean, yes, obviously, but if you want so-called zombie heals or higher survival chances, higher HE chances, go for the Nelson, obviously. Because 5 repair parties is compared to better than 3 repair parties. And this repair party is much better than the other nations' repair parties. It heals more. And we are talking about Nelson, Conqueror, and Lion, and even Monarch. These 4 premium battleships, they get these freaking zombie heals. Imagine you got 4 fires. You see your health, right, from, let's say, full health dropping to half. Suddenly you push that button and you see your health gain back to full health. Enemy will be like, oh wow, what the heck is that? Is that cheating?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, we covered that. If you see the Azure Lane Nelson, pick it up with no fear. It's the best. It can give you all the things that you want, and also it can save you 1 slot of inspiration, because it's something between a Madden and a Cunningham combined in one commander.
Yes,
so
correct.
It is something really that you don't have to miss. Let's go.
Hey, we don't forget about Hood. You know Hood?
Hood?
Yes, Azure. Hood.
Hood.
Why?
Hood. We don't speak about Hood here.
Come on, please don't abuse Hood. Look at how a legend this Hood is. She's so nice. Personally, like Hood character, she's flying the Royal Navy flag. Okay, why use Nelson and Hood? I got all of them, so I have no worries. But I mean, maybe for people who like to play Hood, people who like Vanguard so much, Hood is the best commander. There's a reason why. Not the best trait, not the best traits. We are talking about the third traits. The Royal Navy Glory. You know why? it increase your battleship maximum speed by 7%. That's what you want. Hood and Vanguard personally is a fast battleship, and because of maybe the second traits, right? Is it the first traits that does decrease your the second traits, the gyrating drill bits, right? If you're choosing gyrating drill bits, it decrease your maximum battleship speed by 10%.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Just to increase your AP damage and your gun travel speed. So to compensate that, you will want to use the Royal Navy Glory to maintain your speed itself.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're losing your speed to have better AP, 10% AP, but you're also gaining with the Royal Navy's Glory perk. So you are even.
Yes. What the heck?
Okay, and I can see also that AL Hood has also the Master Mechanic, so you get also 2 repair parties.
But the thing is, she doesn't get any zombie heals like what Nelson does.
Okay, that's something that depends on the ship at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Oh, Poi, I've got a question then. Well, seeing that Belfast 43 is coming with this new campaign, what would you think be the best build with Azure Lane Commanders?
For what, Belfast?
Yeah, for Belfast 43.
Using
only AP AL commanders on it.
I personally using Belfast for my cruiser commanders. I mean, some people say Belfast is not a good commander. Some say it's a good commander to use. Some say wasn't worth it. Because I have personally met people who use British Commander with what? Let me guess. Beginner tweet for a reason. For the extra smoke. Don't ask me why they do that. They do that. They did to get the extra smoke due to the legendary skills for +2 charges. I personally did that on my miniature as well. But if you're talking about Azure Belfast, actually, she doesn't really compare much against any difference to Bruce Razor. There's no much differences. So whether should you get Belfast? Answer is yes and no. My answer is yes and no. Bruce Razor is already a good commander already as a free-to-play players. But Belfast, all she does get is that special skills of her, the smoke screen radius and the detectability, but with -1 smoke generator, which that doesn't seem very well for anybody. I personally don't like that as well. I don't even use the skills.
Well, no, I definitely hear you. The thing is, I run my Belfast with Belfast. Even though she might be a little on the slower end on certain things, it just feels right, And I can honestly tell you, I still perform with that ship with Belfast having at the helm.
You know the reason why I use Belfast on Belfast and other British cruisers? I wouldn't say it's weak.
Because I'm a weep.
I would just say I like her voice. Her voice is just so soft. It's so like made voice. I like, wow, finally there's a decent made voice in this game. Sorry, pardon on that, guys. Well, let's let Rock say Belfast on Belfast is mandatory. Yes, agree. But guys, if can, whether to buy Belfast, right? It is up to your own discretion. Sorry. Because you already have Blue Facer, then Belfast is just like a maybe additional bonus for you guys. Personally, I don't really recommend her. But haven't yet. Belfast, she's a good commander for the heavy cruisers lines. Maybe your Surreys, your Dervishers, and your Albemarle. And I'm pretty sure some of them can agree with me as well. It is good for the heavies, but not for the lights.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, let's proceed to why Pooh is real. I know, weird stuff. Let's proceed to the other things. Boy, tell us anything else we need to grab from the Azure Lane part.
I did want to recommend Queen Elizabeth, but Queen Elizabeth wise doesn't really. I mean, I did see the base traits. There's a 3-in-1 skills on base traits, but only 2%. The main battery reload times, increasing your AP shell damage, and also improving your shells grouping. I have used her and Shan Horse before as an inspiration, and compare for the Shan Horse at Cunningham, I don't see any much changes. I do know Queen Elizabeth does improve your Sigma value, but not by much.
Yeah, I don't see Queen Elizabeth being something really, really special on the Azure lane. But
and one thing is, the unique skill features for Queen Elizabeth is it gives you extra spotter duration and spotter charges. Like who the damn is using spotters in the freaking British battleship? Like who is using that? Tell me please.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Why?
Conqueror doesn't have that. Monarch doesn't have that. So who is using it? Does Monarch have spotter place?
Oh yeah.
But I know Conqueror don't have. Lion even don't have as well. It is kind of ridiculous to sell a commanders that giving spotter charges, but ships doesn't even have it. I don't understand why. But I'm not going to say anything. Yet.
I can find Queen Elizabeth as an inspiration in many ships. For example, some people play Queen Elizabeth as an inspiration on their Montanas, on the big battleships, for example, because they want something. Want the -2 reload time of the battleship guns, etc., etc. But I don't see being very popular in the Azure lane stuff that people want like crazy.
Correct.
Okay, it's okay. So I think that personally, I don't recommend buying Queen Elizabeth if you are not a whip master or, as I say, a collector of those commanders.
I agree with you, Papa. I agree with you. So my answer is Azure Nelson is your first choice to pick and go.
Yeah. So
and
we are going with
everybody can agree.
With the Azure
How about let's go for the Littoral. Pretty sure there's a lot of people say, Littoral doesn't a must to buy. Some people say, you want a better commander, get Littoral.
Okay, let me hold you a second on the Vittorio at the moment.
I agree.
Yeah, let me hold you something. Was the
what is it?
Azure Lane Vittorio? It was something that people cried about here, saying that Azure Lane Vittorio was behind the paywall for the Italian Navy to have tighter groups.
I remember the past few months, the whole comments, the feedback, the post was about boycotting wargaming because they're selling Azure Lane, because the Italian didn't get any dispersion commanders. I will not say no to that. There might be a reason people cry for the dispersion commander and wargaming decide to give up the Azure Lane tutorial. Might be a popularity choice. I don't know, but it might be a reason for that. So maybe it's more for profit reasons. Yes, because they know that Azure tutorial definitely a lot of people will buy because she's a dispersion commander. Like, alright, let's show her some dispersion skills. Everybody will just choose her. I'm the one who's getting bait on that. Yes, that's me. But yeah, I think that's a choice. But why choose her? Personally, as we all say already, she's a dispersion commander compared to using Paulo. I have Paulo for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
The dispersion on her, on him is, oh my gosh, you can cry on it. But sometimes it's like RNG, the luck is there. The dispersion might be worse, but sometimes the luck, when it goes with you, you can city down someone else. It's like, wow, finally RNG stay with me. Pray to gods.
Okay, so we can see her as spicy at the moment because I see only the group, the tighter group dispersion being with your favor. But if you have guns like Roma, for example, the troll guns of the Roma, that when they decide to hit, if they hit, they're gonna hit hard. But when they decide not to hit, They are never gonna hit. Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
it
what
is
I mean.
something
Something to do with RNG. Sometimes like,
Yeah. So you think that the Azure Lane Littorio will fix that thing on the Roma, for example? Or is something
actually,
more than RNG that is involved?
personally, that is more to RNG because what does Littorio does is only improving the dispersion. I compared the
Yeah.
Littorio dispersion and Palo dispersion before. There's a lot of huge differences. I'm pretty sure I made a post before comparing on the two separate commanders dispersion setting ups skills, and there's a huge differences on all the Italian battleships on their so-called shells grouping. Littorio did much better than Palo. That is a 100% actual fact.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yes, correct. That is a 100% actual fact.
Exactly. So we find the solution. If you guys want tighter dispersion, tighter grouping, use the Azure Lane.
Azure Littorio. Yes.
Yeah. And you are done. You are.
And if you want the
to
brawler,
target.
get
Yeah.
Palo.
Yeah. If you like the brawling stuff like me, for example, if you like to have your Roma as a flanker and not sitting back in the map and sniping, use Paolo. If you don't like this style, use Azure Lane Littorio.
Rock Stable, let me answer your question. Littorio is okay, very specific build required, and I'm annoyed they don't have a historic. To answer your questions, Bleep did stated in Discord, in the future, there might be a dispersion commanders coming as a historic commander for the game. But when is that? That is a big question mark.
Soon, I believe. How soon?
How soon?
yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, okay. So we fix that. Let's go to the.
Oh, I expected that I just had a view and deliver.
Yeah, Rog, do you have any questions on the side?
Question.
Not at the moment, no.
Hey, whether you want.
Oh, I actually do. Hang on.
Whether you ask.
What about graph spree?
Oh my gosh! I almost forgot you haven't asked. You almost haven't stick to that questions. Yeah. Graspy. Almost forgot about that. Right. Should you choose Graspy? My answer is. Wow. We haven't talked about Hippo as well, right? Okay, let's talk about Graspy first. Why choose Graspy? Answer is maybe I would say you like consumers cruisers. You like to be stealthy cruisers. Answer is Graspy is the answer for you. Why? The second trait of the Graspy goes. It helps to minus 8% on your cruiser detectability. And if you're using, let me see another inspirations. Let me see. Was it Mikawa? Yeah, using Mikawa. Can you imagine how stealthy is your German cruisers? Especially we're talking about rank battles using Graspy. I mean, personally, that commander is so-called meant for Graspy for it. Meant for Graspy.
Yeah. So
because I won't be using Graspy on Rima. That's a definitely big no for it. But if I want to use Graspy, I will use Graspy. I mean Azure Lane Graspy.
Okay, let me pick something that is a bit itchy. For example, let us pick a ship, a German cruiser ship that is controversial to the community because they don't like it. Let's go to the tier 7 Siegfried. Okay, so if we are using Siegfried with the main
Graspy.
commanders, yeah, and if we are using Siegfried with the graph speed, there is a lot of difference in the builds. So at the moment, I can see that the graph speed commander, the Azure Lane graph speed commander, can make Siegfried shine a bit. It can really make it better.
You're talking about Siegfried, right? Siegfried.
Yeah, Siegfried.
Personally, my answer is no.
Really?
No.
We have a main here.
No. I use Graspy. I regret on it. I get that shot. I straight away change commanders. I know that's a bit no. I thought Siegfried. At first, when I get Siegfried, I was like, oh wow, yes, finally there's a heavy cruiser for me, much better. And when I use her, I was like, okay, fine. I think I will use Augustine, the Warhammer, much better instead. Yeah. Graspy or Siegfried. Please, that's a bit no.
Okay, so it's a big no. It doesn't take.
Yes, definitely. It doesn't do any differences.
Okay. So you are telling that the Azure lane graph speed is mainly built for graph speed
and
in
consumer
low
cruisers. Sorry,
tiers.
correction. Stealthy cruisers. Stealthy cruisers. If we want to say mains, I would say mains might be able to use with Graspy. Yeah. Because we know how mains have a long range gun, so you want to be stealthy, yes, definitely mains.
So the skills that are mainly focusing on the graph speed, it is the ghost skill that gives my
personally, to me, I use Graspy is only in rank battles and arena and using on Graspy. That's all. But that is only for some fun purposes. But if you want me to say what's the real commander to use, Azure Lane Keeper.
Let's go to
Azure
Hipper.
Lane. Yes, Hipper is the right choice of commander you want to use. Why I would say that? Look at the third skills of her. Vice defense. Incoming damage for cruisers minus 50%. Oh, that's what you want.
Okay, let us stack that. 10% minus 10% damage to your
Let me
ship.
see. There's somebody else get her. Let me double check. Is it Atago? Oh, that's 45. Well, the other cruisers commanders get the skills. Let me double check. Oh yeah, definitely is much better. The vice defense, right? Minus 50%. You know why I would say is good? Let's say you are light cruisers players, Numbirds, Cornisbirds, and maybe even Vima. Using their skills along with that so-called legendaries by the book that... Was it by the book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the special effect, minus 20% incoming damage. It does contribute a lot when so-called maybe you are broadsiding, right? Suddenly you see a shells, oh no, I'm going back to port, but suddenly there's no damage. Or maybe you won't get that strike because due to their skills. It works a lot, trust me. It works a lot and it saved me. Sometimes I even use Remark and go and open brawling against a Breezemart and a Shanhouse with ease because due to these skills, I have no problem with that. But I wouldn't say you won't get the damage. You will still get damage, but slightly less. You will still survive.
Okay, so we are using the Azure Lane Hipper as a main ability. Yeah.
Yes, one more thing. The base traits, minus 10% to a fire damage. As we all know, cruisers, destroyers like to use HGs. So, if you're cruiser commanders, and then, you are using number, people shooting HG at you, but you won't get fires. Thanks to the skills of firewall. Can really say thanks to that. I will personally, Hipper is the right choice to use. But people will say, why use Hipper compared to the Tech 3 commanders, the Muller itself? Why? Why not use Muller? Muller increase the cruiser speed and it give you more HE chances and everything as well. Personally, I would say, if you want to go for the speedy cruisers, or like as Hipper like to play with his personally mini builds, the what we call the steering. Was it steering? Yeah. Go for Muller.
Yeah.
For me, I go for Hipper for offensive reason. Hipper is the offensive commander that you want to use. But we also couldn't forget about the Lugens. Lugens wise, he's I would say he's more to like a so-called fighting commander though. Yeah, Lugen is more for team commander purposes. So I don't use Lugen much except for the inspirations only. Other than that, I will just choose Hipper 24/7 all days. That's my answer.
We are recommending a Azure Lane Hipper. We don't recommend a lot the graph speed unless you are playing Healthy Cruiser. And we said about the Azure Lane samples also. We covered that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are very good on the German commanders on the Azure Lane.
Yes, we cover almost all, except we didn't cover the Atago for reason. Well, I'm pretty sure that we haven't yet to cover Shokaku, right?
Yeah, let's go to your specialty at the moment.
And we also have to cover one more, my favorite commander.
Okay, right. Let's go to your favorite commander, Azure Lane.
Why choose Shokaku over who's that guy? Who's that dude? Let me see. Yamaguchi. Why choose Yamaguchi over Personally, I have no idea. I am not a CV commander.
Oh, really?
So, okay. Let me clarify first. I am not a CV main, so my opinions might not be as good as what the other CV mains they does. But from what I heard from the majority choices, whether in the social medias, some of them say, even the CC says, Shokakus, if you do have Azure Shokakus, there is much better chances in the Japanese carriers, especially the tier 7 Shokaku wise, and also the latest Kaga itself. Maybe I would say thanks to her skills, I guess. I think maybe it's the second skills. Personally, I think that's why they say it's much better, because the Eka carry detectability, and also maybe the third skill, the crane protection. The dive bomber, torpedo bombers, their detectability is much better than the others. I think it's 10% each. Yes, correct. That's personally why they say using Shokaku wise is much better than using Yamaguchi, and it is a wiser choice if you are a Japanese. I mean, carrier mains for the Japanese. But that's the knowledge I know, because I have yet to try Shokaku though. I do have Ryoju, but I didn't play any carrier mains much. Not yet. Yeah. So if you ask me about Shokaku wise, I don't have any much answer though. My bad. But that's my answer for you guys. So Shokaku wise is a yes and no.
Okay, as I say that my guy here says that Azure Lane Shokaku exists to steal money from the weebs who don't have self-control and have to buy 2D pictures. So I can see the point. And yes,
come on. Why not Shokaku when
that's true, yeah.
Shokaku is not the. Let me tell you, Shokaku is not the main topic. You guys forgot about Azure and Azuma.
Yeah, let's go for the Azuma. And also, I have some questions about Azure Lane.
Azuma. Look at Azuma.
I would like also, before going to the Azuma, make a quick pass on the Azure Lane Fusu.
Yes, my favorite commander. My personal BB commander.
So, did people use the Azure Lane as a main commander or as an inspiration? Because
no.
I don't see many builds on the Azure Lane Fusu. But please explain.
Question. Why will you use Azure Lane Fuso as an inspiration? Why? Why? Please tell me why. You're telling me that 3% HE chances on your battleship is worth it?
Indeed. And also, just
it doesn't work like that.
To hold you, boy, give me a second to explain also to the community. Anything above 5% in Legends is something that it is worth it. Anything below 5% is something that it won't change anything. So if you see a skill around 3%, it doesn't make any really big difference. Yeah, if it is above 5%, it does affect the gameplay or your skill or anything. So yeah, as you said, why wasting a slot, an inspiration slot with 3%?
But I haven't finished my answer yet. She might not be your average inspiration, but she can be your main BB commanders for your Japanese battleships. Why? There's a reason why. Alright.
Tell us why.
If we are talking about whether you want to build a full dispersion or you want to survive more, especially we know that Japanese battleships, their armor are freaking papers. Once you broadside, anybody who shot at you, it's either you get deleted or you just get city down. That's it. That's the answer. So to compensate that, the third skills of Fuso, Battle Spirit, it increase your HP by 8% and incoming damage to a battleship at least 5%. That is a really great contribution towards your survival chances when you're using Japanese battleships. Whenever let's talk about Yamato, I survived more in Yamato when I use that skills compared to I didn't when I use Takeo Takagi. Yeah, when I do full dispersion. But wait, I will know that a lot of people will say if I use Battle Spirit, I risk myself not using marksmanship because it give me 10% of the dispersion of my main guns. But have you guys forget your inspiration? You have, let's imagine that you already get the Azure Shan Horse, and then you also does have the Andrew Cunningham. These two will help to contribute towards your dispersion, so you can really don't worry about having the marksmanship or not. Yeah, that's my answer for it.
Okay, so as someone said, doesn't that count for most BB unless it's an angle of impact for the Azure lane Fusu, the Harlord thing? Can you be specified? Yeah.
Repeat the question again.
I can see the point.
Please say the point. Let me read it out. I want to know.
Okay.
I don't know which to be on.
Okay. We said about the Azure lane Fusu, and now you can go to the thing that make people go wide. That big lady with the big, I'm gonna say that boobs. Yeah. Okay. With the big boobs that is holding Azure lane Azuma and make people crazy. Come on, what is really happening here? Explain.
Why you ask me for who do the artwork? You should ask Wargaming. You should ask Bleed. Why they does that? Okay, I think Azuma in the game, maybe in the Azure game, I would say the melons. I won't say boobs. I would say melons. Yeah, the melons is much bigger. Yes. Oh my gosh, actually. Okay. Personally, I didn't really use Azuma. I don't. Wait, guys. Since Atago isn't coming out, right? You guys have a secondary choice. Azuma. Here you go. And she also provide a much better image for you guys, and also a sweet voice as well. But
okay, so do you recommend the Azure lane Azuma?
I mean, what do you think? Papa, personally, I think Azure Azuma it is personally fitting for Azuma only, but she doesn't fit for Atago. She doesn't fit for any other Japanese cruisers. If you look at the skills, the skills are mainly focusing on AP damage, APs. Exactly. And most of the Japanese cruisers, what I know, they are good in HEs. I won't say they are not good in APs, but they are just better in HE. So if you want to use Azuma, the best choice for your usage for your game is using AP damage only. And with the Mizuho intuitions, the base traits, it does increase your cruiser speed by 2%. I would say that's doing anything much changes.
Yeah, nothing really game changing.
Azuma, my answer is a bit, I won't say a bit no, I will just say no for it. But as already stated, the correction on Azuma is Furutaka. Yes, I agree with Rock. Yes, correct. If you use Azuma on Furutaka, it's worth it. Same as Alba as well. I use Azuma on Alba. It is very fun.
You can use maybe in Furutaka if you play ranked. For example, in tier 4.
You can city down better shits. Trust me, you like it.
If you want to bonk some people and some newbies. But
But anyway, Azuma is not the wise choice to use because you already have Azure Atago. But since this reseals have no Atago, there's nothing much for me to say for Atago wise. If not, I really like to share the Atago builds for you all because the Arsenic skills is everybody dreaming skills. 18% HE chances, or more like actually it's 18% of HE fires chances. Yeah. But sadly, she's not coming back. That's very sad. Azuma is another interesting true crit win. I agree with that, Rock. I think we personally cover all the Azure lane. Is it? Let's say Yukikaze, Multiplier, Fuso, Azure lane, blah 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 blah. How about let us talk about the ships?
Can we cover the American line also? Because we said
talking about the Baltimore? Azure Baltimore?
Yeah. We said about the Baltimore on the Azure lane. Do you have
Yes.
any spicy things on the American nation? Because before we go to the community, maybe the community will join us. We are running. Rob, how many time we are? In an hour? We are
Yeah,
now
yeah,
running.
already. Oh my gosh, that was fast. Yo, I didn't know
Yeah,
it
it was
already.
fast.
Time went so fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
For
so
example,
question.
we said about the Azure lane Baltimore, buy it
Mhm.
before it goes down. What about the Azure lane Montpellier?
You mean the multiplier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't cover that. Oh yeah. Okay. Alright. Sorry, my bad. Why we didn't cover multiplier? Okay. Personally, for multipliers, right? My say is she is more for anti-air cruisers. So sorry, correction. Anti-air setups.
Anti-air mode, yeah.
Yes, more for anti-air. She's not your offensive commander. AR Baltimore is more for offensive usage, and
Yeah.
defensive. But multiplier is more for anti-air, like your let me say maybe your Worcester, Baltimore, and yeah, these two have the A setups. Because using multiplier, I heard that you can have around maybe 8 km anti-air gun range on your Worcester. I personally agree with that. It's possible if we are talking about full AA build setup. Because the skills of her base trait is around 10% the anti-air mode, so it's possible it increase your anti-air guns firing range. I think I have seen the video of Rock, the video of the Rock, around about that Worcester deleting all the entire Lexington planes. That was kind of disgusting. Imagine that. But the thing is, the all-out assault skills, I personally doesn't really like it because of the incoming damage for cruiser increased by 5%. Just that you have a 4% of a better shells grouping, and the 10% incoming fire dispersion means that enemy will just maybe miss more shots at you. Personally, my answer is I wouldn't really use that skills though. Just for a 4% shells grouping when I already have a Norman Scott as my inspirations.
So Salah is say that this is something that only collector can understand, that it is something that is not really at the moment.
It is either you are a hardcore anti-air player who like to bully CV for a reason. I know we have people that does shots like to bully CVs, or 100% say no to CVs, or you are a collector like me. So then yes, multiplier is for you. If not, please get Azulin Baltimore as your first choice. Or if you are new.
Okay, we have the bot back again, and if you like guys to participate in the community session and ask POI questions, or even pop in the chat and say anything you like about the Azure lane, please hold on. I'm gonna kill the bot and we're gonna leave the session without recordings. So before closing the main stage with POI and to keep the main recordings and stay there, POI, I wanna thank you very much for joining our sessions here on the live stage. It was a really interesting. Yeah, it was a really interesting session for me because I'm not a web master as many of people here, but I really enjoy the culture of people. As I see in the channels here in the server that we have, people are really enjoying being web, and I don't see anything guilty on that.
Hey, we have someone who is a weeb as well, but I won't say who is it. But being a weeb or non-weeb, there's no much differences. Each have their own different so-called hobbies and their own and their stuff, everything. Yes, I mean I have friends who are older than me, fully weebs as well.